Hello and welcome to your Hatha practice. We're going to start standing today. So come to bring your feet parallel, inner hip distance apart, and just take a moment to roll your shoulders back, easing out your day. And then come to find that nice tall spine. Shine those palms forwards. Close down the eyes. Just let your breath go. Perhaps taking a few of those, just letting out your day, letting out your evening. So whenever you're practicing, there's usually a tendency of just needing to exhale and sigh out through the mouth for a couple of times, letting any frustrations go. To then switch your breath to your inhale and your exhale through your nose. And it's through your nostril breath that we are more able to cultivate a deeper breath. A breath that serves the body well. Notice perhaps if you have a tendency to pitch forwards or back or to one side. Do your best to find something that feels stable and equal for you. Breathing fully into your belly and letting that breath ripple up to your mid-chest and then up to your upper chest. Your exhale, bringing the breath from upper to mid-chest to lower belly. 3-part breathing. Inhale, belly, mid-chest, upper. Exhale, upper, mid-chest, belly contracts. Taking one more breath here. To softly blink the eyes open and come to bring your feet completely together. Let's take a side stretch. Lift up through that left arm. Belly pulls in to support you. Gentle push of the hips to the left as you reach over to the right. So zipping inner thighs, lengthening your tailbone. And come back through center. Other side. Deep breath in. Right arm lifts. Exhale, sweep. Take an extra inhale and exhale. Let's go one more time to each side. Deep breath in, we lift and lengthen the spine and then come into that nice lateral side stretch. And other side, deep breath in, lift. Deep breath out, reach. Come back to center, separate your feet and come to move into a little bit of a squat with hands to your thighs. Let's take your cat-cow here. So take an inhale, lift up through your face, lift through your tail. Exhale, tuck and round. Again, deep breath in, shoulders draw back. Exhale, grounding your hands into your thighs to support you. Deep breath in, arch your spine. Deep breath out, round your spine. One more here, deep breath in. And deep breath out. Come to stand nice and tall and move to the top of your mat. Bringing your feet together, let's move into our Utkatasana chair pose. Brush the floor. Squat through the legs. Weight is into your seat, into your heels. Arms can be extended either side of the ears or perhaps to prayer position at the heart. Firming through the thighs, feel that heat generate into the legs. Belly scoops in as best as you can. Tailbone lengthens as best as you can. Deep breath in, chest up, face up. Press those inner knees together. Inhale. Exhale, just one more breath, then we release. Inhale, Tip forwards, melt into your first Uttanasana, let it go, making sure you drop the weight of the head. Paddling perhaps through the legs, swaying perhaps through the hips. Anything that feels good in the body. Just slowly easing in, stretching into the back of the legs and into your spine. From here, find stillness. Deep breath in. Exhale. To bend the knees, set your hands to the floor and step straight back into downward facing dog. So again, first moment into your downward facing dog, it's as big a pose as your forward fold. So taking that time to just iron out the kinks a little bit, to be fluid in and around the movement. And then when you're ready, come to find stillness. Separate the feet, hands shoulder distance apart. Lengthening through the spine, grounding back through the heels, lengthen through the neck. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhaling. Exhale. Final breath here. To bring the knees down. To start to move into little hip sways left and right. So still working just a little bit into this lateral flexion of your spine, pushing hips to the left and then to the right. So just mobilizing a little bit into spine and outer hips. You should also feel that as a nice stretch through the outer hip as you push that hip out to the side. To come back to center, move into thread the needle, threading the back of your right arm all the way through. Bringing that shoulder to the earth if you can. If not, you could bring a cushion or a blanket underneath your right shoulder to lift the floor to meet you. Fingertips ground down, spiraling to the best of your ability in the spine. That top shoulder eases back, elbow lifts to help you. To unwind and have a feel second side, threading that needle all the way through. Tailbone high. Deep breath in and out. Taking one more round of breath here. To unwind and come to sink your hips all the way down to the floor. Coming into Sphinx pose, onto your forearms, and get a sense of elbows dragging back as heart lengthens forwards. You're pulling, easing your chest through your arms. Neck, take a moment to check all is long and well with the neck. And just soften and breathe, relaxing as much as you can into the thoracic spine. Perhaps noticing an engagement into the glutes here. Take one more inhale and exhale. To gently release your body down, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, ease through cobra as a transition to your downward facing dog. Fully breathing in, fully breathing out. To bend the knees, look forwards, make your way to the top of the mat. Lengthen your spine once you get there. Inhale, exhale, release over your legs. Heel toe your feet together. To bend through the knees. Coming back into Utkatasana. Maybe legs feel a little warmer now. To press to stand, deep breath in. Deep breath out. To come to bring your right foot up into tree. So right foot into the inner thigh, if that's not accessible for you, inner calf or even toe to the floor is fine. Finding the length from the The sole of that left foot traveling all the way up the leg, through the spine, through the back of the neck, and shooting out through the crown of the head. So everything lengthening nice and tall. To transition eagle pose, right leg wraps over left, squeezing the thighs together, rooting your sit bones back in space. You could keep the leg open like me, or you could tuck the foot behind the calf if you wish. That true double bound eagle legs. Hips are square. Unwind, catch the lunge, right leg back. Take your right arm on top of your left, now bringing in eagle arms. Getting that lovely shoulder stretch as you lift the elbows. Steady breath, steady body. Take one more inhale, nice and strong through the legs here. Gently unwind, transition, heel to arch alignment into warrior two, reaching fingertips away from each other. Another breath in and out, feeling once again that heat start to build into your front thigh. To pivot your left toes to the right, interlacing your hands. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Getting a lovely shoulder stretch. Strong through the legs. Flaring out through the toes. Get a sense of your feet here. To bring the hands all the way to the lower back, gently bringing fingertips to the floor. Turn over your front leg, you're into your fingertip lunge. From here, power up nice and tall, you're up into high lunge once again. Take a hold of the right wrist and take that up and over to the left. Side stretch. Feeling the opening all the way through that waist. To bring right elbow to outer thigh, you transition to prayer twist. If you need a little bit more stability here, you have the option, of course, of bringing that knee to the floor. Otherwise, nice and strong through that back leg, reaching left kneecap forwards, reaching right heel back, filling up the entire length of your body. To touch down for a moment, and then once again power up through your legs, you're back into your high lunge. Hands to the heart, transition into warrior three. So flexing the back foot, lengthen through that leg, really stamp that leg back in space. Try not to round through the spine, shoulders back, heart travels forwards. To start to transition to seated twist, bend into that left leg, ground down, knee behind knee, you made it. To turn towards the left. Rinsing the spine here. To transition forward, press through your feet. You step right leg back. You made it out of that spinal twist. Turning both feet all the way over to the right. You're back into your wide-legged forward fold, this time with no interlace of the hands. Just enjoy this being purely about the lower body, this big stretch into the back of the legs, also into the inner thighs. If it feels good, you could reach the hands back, fingertips move away. Deep breath in. Exhale. To lift up, transitioning back to the front of your mat. This time, ground your back knee. Heel toe that foot off to the left to come into this open lunge, or otherwise known as lizard pose. A big stretch through the front of your hip flexor. swaying the hips if it feels good. To heel toe your foot back to your center line. Transitioning your left leg straight back up to the sky, three-legged dog. Lift up and lengthen. To bring that left knee to nose. To shoot the leg all the way through to the right. Pivot onto the sole of your right foot as you extend your right fingertips to the sky. Vashisthasana variation. Deep breath in. Exhale, keep lifting your body away from the floor and up to the sky. Inhale, connect the hands to the floor. Let that go. Downward facing dog. Recovering into your dog. It's like your home base pose. And then when you're ready, bend the knees. Look forward. Step or walk top of the mat. Inhale, heart lifts. And exhale, melt over your legs. Bend the knees, come through Utkatasana, so revisiting that pose. To press to stand and take a moment at the end of round one. Just catching your breath, noticing how one side of your body feels perhaps compared to the other. So you come to make your way to that sequence second side, so Vrikshasana tree. Sole of the foot to the thigh, inner calf or toe to floor. If you feel steady and stable, you're welcome to extend your branches to the sky. Slow transition into your eagle legs, so wrapping left thigh on top of right. Again, you can single bind or you can tuck behind and double bind. A little harder to take that bind of foot behind calf. It'll want to pull your hips off to the left. So there's a little bit more work to be done trying to counterbalance that twist. Let's unwind, find your lunge. Take a moment to ground through your feet. As you lift up, take eagle arms, left arm this time on top of right. Catch the bind or maybe stay open. Lifting up through the elbows, feeling the stretch right behind the shoulder blades. To open out, heel to arch alignment, warrior two. Notice how that back leg wants to collapse in. Can you lift up through the inner seam of that leg and push into the outer edge of your left foot? Turn your right toes to the left and interlace through the fingers or cupping the elbows if this isn't accessible. And melt into your forward fold. Perhaps separating the feet, shaking out through the head, just relaxing through the neck. Lifting your legs up into your pelvis here to feel that support. To gently release. Hands to the floor, turn towards the front of your mat, right toes in front. Power up into high crescent. So you catch a hold of the left wrist and take a side bend over to the right. Feel the balance challenge. It's okay if you wobble, it's okay if you fall out. To bring left elbow to outer right thigh, dropping the hips, lunging into that front leg, coming into your prayer twist. Rolling your shoulder back, right elbow points to sky. To touch down either side of your foot, slowly easing back up into your high lunge. Hands at the heart to transition into your warrior three. So from your lunge, tipping forward, slowly pick up through that back foot. Getting ready for that funky transition into twists. Start to bend through your standing leg. Tuck left knee behind right. Hands to the floor so that you feel you have a bit more stability, and come to make your way into your twist, twisting this time to your right. Sit bones ground into the floor, heart lifts, spine lifts. To transition, hands come forward, press strongly into that front foot. Extend that left leg back. You're into that fingertip lunge, and this time windmill all the way, once again to your wide-legged forward fold, and relax, let it go. If you wish this time to hook the big toes with your fingers, you could. Sit bones lift, crown of the head descends. To lift up. Transition once again towards the front of your mat, bringing your left knee down. Heel toe your right foot off to the right, lizard stretch. Chest can stay lifted. If you have a little bit more openness, you can come down, maybe forearms to a block or forearms to the earth. If not, stay nice and high, nice and lifted. To heel toe your foot back to the center line, lifting that right leg straight back to sky. You're into your three-legged dog. Right knee to nose, belly pulls in, shoot the foot to the left. Coming into your Vashisthasana variation, deep breath in. Exhale. Again, inhaling, keep lifting, lifting, exhale. Hands to the floor. This time come down onto your knees and take a child pose. Let that go. To come, when you're ready, all the way onto your tummy. Let's revisit our Sphinx pose. We took it at the beginning. So onto forearms, melting the neck. Know that you could stay here. If you want a little bit more, you could start to peel up through the elbows. It's a little bit more intense into the lower back. So just check in with your body if this feels accessible for you. You should still be able to feel like you can breathe well, unhindered from gripping. Otherwise, you're here. Take one more inhale and exhale. If you're with elbows lifted, we gently come down into Sphinx. Just allow your body to come to the floor for a moment. Hands underneath the shoulders to lift up and come to sit onto your heels. Shoulders roll back. Let's come back to eagle arms, right arm over left. So stripping away the complication of the lower body now, just purely making this about the shoulder stretch, the outer arm stretch, and bringing in a slight lifting of the heart. To release and switch sides. Left arm over right, take the bind or stay open. Elbows can lift in whatever version you're in. Filling up particularly on the inhale with this expansion of the chest, fully supporting that deeper in-breath particularly. And release, let it go. Come to make your way onto your back. Just working into one back bend, your bridge pose. So coming all the way down, draw the knees in for a moment, and then connect feet hip distance parallel, and so you can just brush your heels. Hands either side of your torso, start to tuck your pubic bone, start to peel up, lift up. Allow that lift to ripple all the way up perhaps to the topmost part of your chest. Maybe elbows wiggle underneath you. Maybe you take the interlace. Finding space between chin and the chest, it's a place that can feel really restricted in bridge. So do your best to breathe space. If you're holding an apple or a small tennis ball just underneath your chin. Legs are strong here. Really feel the power in your legs. Don't let those knees buckle out. Stay squeezing through the inner thighs, activating your glute muscles. So you gently unwind your hands if you have them clasped and peel down. Let's hug the knees into the chest and take a spinal twist. Hips to the left, knees to the right, opening out through that left arm. Deep breath in. Let it go. 2, come back and take that to your other side. Hips to the right, knees to the left, opening out through your right arm. Should feel like a nice stretch both in upper spine and lower spine. And then let's come onto the back. Hug the knees in one final time. And then come to give yourself a moment into Shavasana. So extend your legs out. Give yourself a little shake. And then just let everything completely flop and settle. Allowing the breath perhaps to shift to something a little shallower now. Whole body is heavy into the floor. Allowing yourself this opportunity to fully relax. To take a deep breath in, sigh out, and start to find movement into your legs, into your upper body. Stretching perhaps arms away, flaring up through the rib cage, and then gently draw those knees into chest and allow your forehead for a moment to curl up towards those knees. Slowly roll over to one side. To come to transition to any comfortable seat, roll the shoulders back, close down the eyes, and take a deep breath in. Let it go. Softly blink your eyes open, bring your hands together in gratitude to your practice. And thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.